Long form is the new short form. Over the past couple of years, businesses have gone all in on Reels, but we've really seen a dramatic drop off in the views that that kind of content gets. You still need to make Reels, it's still an important part of your content ecosystem, but you absolutely have to start doing long form content. So in this video, I'm going to give you 6 reasons why creating content for YouTube is an absolute must if you plan on using social media to grow your business in 2025. The first reason is because I think that the theme of 2025 in marketing is going to be nurture. Last year, the theme was virality. We wanted to get as many eyeballs on our content as possible, but this year, it's all about getting people to spend as much time with us virtually as possible. They will need to see one piece of content, we need to suck them into our content ecosystem, get them to binge all of our past stuff so we can nurture them towards being a buyer. They say the more you market, the less you have to sell, and the less you market, the more you have to sell. Well, I want to create content that speaks so deeply to my ideal prospect that it pushes them to the 99-yard line. And then all I have to do is just have a conversation in the DMs and then tip them over the edge into making the sale. And the best way to do that is with YouTube content. So short form content like Reels on Facebook and Instagram is really great for grabbing the attention of new people, but it's hard to get them to binge a lot of our content because they're in swipe mode. The second that we give them an opportunity to leave, they're going to swipe and go on to the next piece of content. Now, YouTube is the opposite of that. It's harder to get in front of new people, but once you are in front of them, it's easy to get them to binge hours of your content. So if one reel is 60 seconds long, it's going to take 60 days to get somebody to watch an hour of our content. But if our YouTube videos are 15 minutes long or 20 minutes long, it's only going to take them 3 or 4 videos to watch an hour of our content. And since they're not in swipe mode and we can link videos in our description or on the screen itself, it's really easy to push them to more content. So you need to put those two things together. You grab attention with short form, you push them over to long form where we can literally heat them up 10 times faster. So that's the number one reason why you have to do long form in 2025. You have to nurture prospects into buyers. The second reason why we have to do long form YouTube content is because we are in a trust recession right now. I see all these marketing gurus who say, don't worry about organic content, just run paid ads. And that has been true for the past couple years, but it is quickly becoming untrue now because so many people have been burned by different programs that are out there. They have jumped on a program after seeing only one ad and it didn't work for them. That's not going to happen again. Now they want to build more of a connection. They want to learn about what you do. They want to see that it actually works. And creating long form content is a great way to do that. It's a great way to establish that trust. Plus, only 3% of any given market is actively looking to buy right now. So when you run an ad that says, hey, are you this kind of person and you have this kind of problem? You're appealing to the very top 3% of that market that wants to buy right now. And that's great. You know, you can have success doing that. Like I said, that kind of ad is quickly diminishing in its power, but that still is possible. But that leaves the other 97% of the market who might not be aware that they have a problem. Maybe they are aware of the problem, but they're not aware that there are solutions out there. By creating long form content, we can speak to those people, build that relationship, educate them, and nurture them up the pyramid until they get into that 3% category. So that's the second reason. That's how we have to get through the trust recession. Now, the third reason you need to create long-form YouTube content is because it will lower your CAC and it will increase your conversions. So, like I said, everybody right now, the popular thing is don't do organic, just go all in on ads. So let's say, it costs you X amount of money to get in front of 1,000 people. And out of 1,000 people, you're going to get 100 people to click through, and then 10 people will get on a sales call, and then, one person will buy. Obviously, I'm making up these numbers. But the point is, you paid all this money to get in front of 1,000 eyeballs to filter down to the one person who actually wants to buy. Well, if you create content that speaks to those other 999 people. And if you can just get one more person to buy, now you've halved your customer acquisition cost and you've doubled your conversions. Obviously, there's not realistic numbers, but the point is if you're spending all of this money to get in front of people, you have to create content to nurture more of them into buyers. It's the easiest way to increase your conversions and lower your costs. And one of the best ways to do that is with long form content. Like I said before, it allows people to spend more and more time with us virtually. Another reason though is because it lowers their defenses. If we send somebody to a landing page and show them a VSL, they know they're getting sold, so their defenses are up. But we take that exact same video and put it on YouTube, and now their defenses aren't up because it's not a VSL. It's just a YouTube video. I'm just watching this to learn something, but we can still hit all of the important copywriting components to speak to that person to nurture them into a buyer. Now, that leads to the fourth reason why we need to do YouTube videos, which is because like I mentioned, copywriting principles, the buying decision has to be the buyer's decision. So if we're forcing the buying decision on them, they're going to have their guard up and they're going to be skeptical. But we need to speak to them in the right way and knock over all of the dominoes. Whatever the objections are, whatever the limiting beliefs are, we need to remove those one by one and then sell them on the opportunity in front of them so that they come up with the idea of, hey, I think I should buy. I think that it's possible for me to get this end result. Once it's their idea, now it's a pull. You're not pushing the sale on them. They're getting drawn into you. They're chasing after you rather than you having to chase them. Long form content is a fantastic way to do that. And that leads to the fifth reason why you need to create YouTube content, so that you can get clients without doing sales calls. When you do sales calls, you're trying to sell. You're trying to, force the idea on them. But when you create content that speaks to that person in the right way and it attracts them, now you don't need to do sales calls anymore. You get them to the 99-yard line, you can hop in the DMs, answer a few questions, tip them over the edge, and make the sale. I have another video I'll link down below that goes into exactly how to create content that gets clients without doing sales calls, but a central component of that is long-form content. We have to obviously say the right thing to that person. We have to, like I mentioned before, knock over the right dominoes, overcome those limiting beliefs, but a big factor is just aggregate time. So whatever those beliefs are, whatever those objections are that we need to overcome, it's hard to do that in a shorter period of time, right? Like if we have to get somebody to believe this amount of information before they're going to buy, it's hard to condense all of that into a couple reels. But if we can do it in a series of YouTube videos, now we have more time to just get them to spend time with us, to know, like, and trust us, convey that information, instill those beliefs, and give them the buying decision. And the last reason why you need to do YouTube videos in 2025 is because I so firmly in my core believe that we have to double down on big ideas. I have a video that goes a lot further in depth on big ideas. I'll link it down below. But the point is, we're leaving the age of information, because information is a commodity now with ChatGPT. We're going into the era of ideas. We need people who can't just recite information, but they can come up with an idea. They can think of something nobody else has thought about before. They can see the world in a way that nobody else has seen it. They come up with a vision that people can buy into. And then you need to share that idea with people and allow them to join your idea. If you ask any good copywriter, they will tell you that the most important piece of any sales message is the big idea. It's that idea that people can buy into. Everybody right now focuses on the USP, the unique selling proposition. I help this person get this outcome in this amount of time without this big objection. And that's important, that's powerful in sales, but that's not a big idea. That's just what you do and who you do it for. You have to come up with an idea that opens people's eyes and gets them to see the world in a new way and go, oh my gosh, I want that. I want to be a part of that. That can work for me too. In 2025, big ideas will be the differentiator in who creates the most success and who doesn't. And long form content is an amazing way to convey those big ideas. The bigger the idea, the harder it is to condense down into a short piece of content. Making long form YouTube videos, and a lot of them, allows you just more reps and more time to convey that big idea to your audience, to get them to buy into it and believe it. So that's it. Those are the 6 main reasons why you have to create YouTube content in 2025. If creating long form YouTube content sounds intimidating, it doesn't have to be. We do online filming sessions with our clients. We get on a video call, we just ask questions and pull the content out of them, and we turn that into an entire content ecosystem. So if you'd like to learn more about how that works, I'll leave a link to my Instagram account down below. Shoot me over a DM. We can talk more about how that works. Now that you know you have to make YouTube content, the next question is, how do you do it? And especially, how do you do it fast and easy? A lot of people tell me, it'll take me an hour to make a 60-second reel because I stumble over my words and I don't know what to say and it's hard to get everything set up. Now, thinking about making a 15-minute YouTube video, it just sounds like so much work. Well, our clients do all of their YouTube content in one take, and most of them don't even have to do any prep work for it. So I have another video that walks through the 3 methods that we use with our clients to make YouTube videos super fast and super easy. I'll link it down below or click here to watch.